Yeah. So today's class is jQuery. So jQuery is like a JavaScript query, we can say. So like it's modeled by mainly by selectors. So in order to select an element, particularly identify an element in a page, we use selectors. So by that name we got jQuery. Okay. So what does jQuery is? So jQuery is a JavaScript library. You can say jQuery means JavaScript library. And the tagline of jQuery is write less and do more. So you're gonna write less and do more. So you type jQuery and you can see here write less, do more. So that is the tagline of jQuery. Okay. So you can see write less, do more. So that's tagline of jQuery. And what's the major functionality like jQuery can do and those things coming to that. Like this is mainly used for client-side scripting. So in the place of JavaScript, like we can write jQuery and we can do all the functionalities that we can do with JavaScript mostly we can do in jQuery also. Okay. So that's the thing. And like you can also write like a JavaScript in jQuery. So JavaScript and jQuery are not independent of each other. Both are same, but jQuery is a simpler syntax way of writing. So it is mainly used for HTML or DOM manipulation. Like in a HTML page, you can manipulate any element. You can change the text of any element. You can change the like you can add the elements, you can delete the elements, all the HTML manipulation you can do. Like you can change like how we are going to write manually the HTML. You can generate the HTML using the jQuery. You can manipulate some elements, like you can add additional div tags, you can add additional li tags, those things. And it also supports CSS manipulation. So CSS manipulation means adding styles, removing styles, adjusting them, managing them. So all those things you can do. And also we can change styles, we can change HTML, and we also have HTML methods, all the click events, what we have discussed, all the mouse events, all those events can be like written in jQuery too. Then we have additional things called effects and animations, like sliding effects, and we also have some animation effects. All those effects can be can be achieved using jQuery. Then afterwards we have like last week we saw Ajax. So similarly jQuery also has a way to do the Ajax calls. You can use jQuery to do Ajax calls, and some other utility functions like some other its own string functions and all those functions we have. So that's about jQuery. So that's the introduction. And coming to the jQuery, like in order to include a jQuery in a page, like it can be also included in two ways. One is like either you include the script itself, or you can include a CDN. CDN is a we are including the file not hosted on the server itself or the system itself. We are going to include that file hosted on a different server, on a remote server. So here in this case you can see for this script the file is hosted in a jQuery is hosted in a like ajax.googleaps.com. So on this website the file is hosted, and we can also include that link. So there are two ways to do include a jQuery. One is you download the file, keep it in the folder and include it. Just try to give the path to that file. Or else you can also include the CDN. So there are some advantages when you include the CDN. So let's discuss some advantages what you will get when you use the CDNs. Let us think there are 10 users. And these are, let us think, yeah, there are 10 users. These 10 users are accessing different websites. So they're accessing like let us think some about 50 websites. Okay, so these 10 users are accessing the 50 websites, and these 10 users are located in different parts of the world, and they're accessing the different websites, and each of them has a jQuery. For now, let us think every website which they are accessing, those 50 websites are having a jQuery that is included like this. Okay, it is the jQuery in their system, in the server itself. So jQuery file. So like user 1 accesses the some website, so it downloads the file from that website and makes a folder inside the client system, a temporary location, and downloads that file, and it uses that file. And when the user 1 accesses the next website, it's gonna again download the jQuery file. So it's gonna do it again. So for all the 50 websites, for one user, it's gonna download all of them, and for the second user also, like it's gonna download all of them. So it's gonna download for all the websites. So that's the first thing. Whereas coming to if you use this one, it's gonna not download for all of the websites, because this is resourced from one website. Let us think all of them are using the same URL, this URL. Okay, so the user 1 gets this one for first website, and the user 1 gets this for the second website. Like it doesn't gonna download it. It's gonna check already it has that file. It has already catched that file. So it's gonna skip, the browser gonna skip the downloading of this file. And for the third website also, it's gonna do the same thing. So for all the 50 websites, user 1 gonna download it once, and user 2 gonna download it once, user 3 once, user 4 once, like that. They are located in the different parts of the world, and they are going to download only once for all the websites. And it can resolve the, like it can be used for all the websites, though we download it once. That's the first advantage. Second advantage, first advantage is like only download once. If multiple websites are using the same resource file, we can download it only once. Second usage is, let us think the user 1 is located in USA, and user 2 is located in somewhere in China, and user 3 is located in Africa, and user 4 is located in Europe, and user 5 in Australia, something like that. Now they went to a website 1. If they are going to use this, let us think this server is located in USA. So the user 1 gonna download this file very soon, because it is very near server to him. Whereas for the one who is located in Australia, it may take some more time, and for the user located in China, it takes more time compared to like Australia, which is near. So then again to Africa, then you can see like Europe, all the users which are located in different parts, they're gonna download this, but they're gonna take more time, because those are not downloaded from a network. They are downloaded from a system. Whereas coming to a CDN, CDN means Content Delivery Network. The name itself says that it is delivered from a network. The content is delivered from a network. So user 1, it checks the Google server which is near to the user 1. If there is a Google server in USA, user 1 gonna download it from the USA server. And for the Australia user, it's going to download for the Australia, and from the African user, like is going to download from the African server, nearby server at least. So it's going to choose the server which is near from the network. So second thing is it's going to download from the nearest server. So that is the second thing. And third thing is a CDN, like for any browser. Let us take some website. Let us take this website. I'm going into inspect, and I'm going into network, and I'm going to clear all of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh it. Okay, so you can see it's going to make calls to different pages, and sometimes different servers itself. Like it has made a call to Google. Okay, so different servers. So there is a bandwidth sharing when downloading the files. Like for a browser, it shares the bandwidth uh, with the domains, like domains, different domains, like domains share the bandwidth. Like from a domain in a parallel, it can download only 5 files. There will be a limitation. So there are, let us think, 100 files from the same website, and it can download in a parallel 5 files. So it keeps them in a line, and it can download in at once, like in line only 5 files. So it's gonna do 1 2 3 files. One finishes, it again includes other. So it's gonna download in that way, pipeline. Whereas it can, so there will be a limitation for this, for the number of pipeline files for every domain. So if you are gonna use another domain to include the file, so here you are going to include from other different domain. So that's where you get you get the bandwidth sharing easy. So that's the like more bandwidth sharing. So that's gonna happen. So these are the three major advantages. There are many other advantages too. So first advantage is no multiple download of files of same file. Okay, so resource sharing is happening. Second thing is downloading from the nearest location. Third is bandwidth sharing in a browser. So these are the three things which are going to happen with a CDN. That is not only for the jQuery CDN, but it's going to happen for all the CDNs. Like you use a AngularJS CDN, you use a Bootstrap CDN or some other CDNs. It's going to happen the same thing. CDN does the same thing. Okay. So these are the three advantages of a CDN. Okay. So you understood what is advantage, or like this, what happens when we include this, what happens when we include this. So next question. So in that case, why don't we use this always? Why don't we use always this one? Why we need to use this one? In the development, we generally use this one. Coming to the production, we may shift to this if it is a server that is exposed to externally. If it is an intranet server, internet website, intranet, then we're gonna not use this one. We're gonna use this one because always we download from the same website. So yeah, so internet websites use this. Something which you have, which is gonna be externally hosted, then you can use this. So then there need to be a internet availability for this, because it needs to be downloaded from a different location, not from the same website. If you are gonna develop your like under development, still it is under the development. To quickly load the pages, you can use this. Okay. Why? Because it will be located in your system. You're gonna download it easily. So you're gonna copy it easily. So and no bandwidth consumption. So all those advantages. Okay. And for any website hosting, there will be some bandwidth limitation, usage limitation, like at max like 300 GB of data can be downloadable from your website. Something, there will be limitations. So if you're gonna use this CDN from different website, so the amount of consumption of data will not be counted on your account. You got it? So you hosted your website in one account, and you allowed the user to download it, the CDN from other website. So the file. So you are using the other website's resource. So the user gonna download it from other websites. So your data limit will remain the same. Something like the mobile. Let us take mobiles. If every website is gonna use a different file, so it needs to download for the every website. The mobile needs to download the file for the every website. Whereas if they all of those use CDN, let us think they use CDN. So there is no need to download it. It can use it. So you know you know how limited the data available on the mobiles and the tabs majorly. So that's the other advantage of CDN. So we can talk a lot with CDNs. So that's about just I want to give an overview of CDN so that you understand what is CDN. Okay. So to show you what is a CDN, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna go to images. You can see there will be a server here, server here, server here, server, something like that. And the users are located at different places. Okay. So like that. So next, so let's start coding the JavaScript. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a folder that is JQ1 and Visual Studio. I am opening. File, open, website. So open it as a website, and I'm adding a HTML page. So I'm gonna say starting HTML, something like we are starting coding of jQuery here. So I want to download the jQuery. So I'm saying download jQuery, and I'm going to here, and I'm gonna download the compressed one, which will be of less size. I'm going to this folder where it is downloaded, or just cut it from this folder, and I want to paste here. So I pasted it here. I'm including this script inside the HTML, so I want to include here. So I included that one. So script. So now this page has the ability to use the jQuery functions. So all the jQuery functions or all the jQuery things are written in this file. Okay. So we just included that in this file, so we can use it. Okay. So before going to start jQuery, there are a few things we need to know. So jQuery is about querying the elements. Let us think we have an element called some p tag. So some paragraph. In order to query this element, or in order to use this element, the page should be loaded first. The document should be loaded first. Once the document is loaded only, jQuery will have the knowledge of this element. Before loading the document, we don't have the knowledge of this element. Okay. So this element need to be loaded in order to have the knowledge of this element in a jQuery. So what we are going to do is, first, always remember jQuery gonna work as it needed when if and only if you gonna write this syntax. Okay. So this is the first syntax you need to know. jQuery uses $. Okay. So $ for the syntaxes. So and we have, it says $of document when the document is ready. When the document is ready, in this function you're gonna write all the functionality. In the ready function, when the document is ready, when this page is loaded and ready, then only you are going to write the functionality. So this is the syntax to get the jQuery started. $of document dot ready. Inside that you have to write functionality. So functionality, function open bracket, close bracket, and you're gonna write all your code here. Now it can get this element. Okay. So that's the reason why we are saying. So this is the thing. I'm gonna write it again. So $of document dot ready. Then in the ready function, supply the function argument. Function as a argument. Function open bracket, close bracket, and inside this you're gonna write everything. Okay. So this is one way of writing the jQuery. Okay. Another way is very simple. No need to write $of document dot ready function. All this. Simply you can say $of. So $of, and you can write here the function. Simple. So this is another way of writing the jQuery. So this is one way of writing the jQuery. This is another way of writing. Again, I'm gonna say this one. $off. Just close it. $off. Close it. Write the function inside this. That's it. This is the short form for writing the jQuery. Okay. Either this way or this way. If somebody uses this way, don't get confused. Or somebody uses this way, don't get confused. Okay. I'm saying you the both the ways. This way you can write or this way. Okay. Both the ways is okay. So this is about writing the jQuery. I'm gonna use this is a traditional way. I'm gonna use this one. Okay. And I can also use this one. Okay. So those are the two ways to write the jQuery. You can use $of document.ready, then inside that function, or $of then function. So both the ways jQuery works. So I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna use the top one. Yes. So this is about how to get starting with the jQuery. Okay. So before going in deep into the jQuery, I wanna talk something about the selectors. So jQuery means I can say jQuery means two things. One is selectors. Second thing is events or functions. Selectors and functions. You learn all the functions in the jQuery. You learn how to make all the selectors. jQuery is completed. Only two things you are going to learn in jQuery. One is selectors. Second thing is functions. So first we are going to introduce the selectors. So selectors. So these are the basic selectors we are going to discuss here. Okay. So selectors means in order to select an element, in order to uniquely identify an element, or in order to identify a group of elements or some elements, we are going to use the selectors. So what is the syntax of selector? $of. You have to write the selector here, followed by the action. What we are going to do the action. So $of some selector, then action. $of selector, then action. So this is the basic syntax of selector. So we're going to see some selectors. Majorly, we have four selectors. So what is the first selector? We can have a selector called ID. Like here, let us think for this paragraph I am giving an element ID equal to P1. So what is the ID of this element? Is P1. For ID we gonna use hash P1. Hash. For IDs we gonna append with hash. For this same element we can also have a class. Something like P1 class. So what is the class of this element P1 class? For classes we're gonna use dot. Okay. For classes we're gonna use dot. I'm just gonna comment this so that you understand. To identify all the elements which are having this class, we can say dot P1 class. So all the elements having these classes will be retrieved. Okay. And next thing, in order to identify all the P tags or all the div tags, what we're gonna use? We're gonna use the element itself, element name itself. Element name is here in this case P. P is the element name of this element. If you have here div, you're gonna say div. Okay. So like this you can get all the P elements. Next, if you wanna say this always refers to the current element which your cursor is on. Okay. So on which element you are on, or then this refers to that element. Okay. So this refers to that element on which you gonna have the cursor on. So that is about these things. Okay. So P means hash means ID, dot means class, directly element name, and this. These are the four basic selectors. Okay, four basic selectors. After knowing these four, we're gonna learn about all the selectors that are available in jQuery. Okay, so let us do some code so that you understand what the selectors and what their role is about. Okay, so just for now, take these as granted, then you can understand the things very clear. Okay, so just to see what I am doing, so you're gonna understand the jQuery smoothly. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all this. So I just remember that hash is used for ID, dot for class, directly element name, and then this. Okay, these are the four things you're gonna remember. Next one thing I wanna talk. What is the difference between ID and class? Why we need both? Why we need ID, and why we need dot class? Why we need both? Why can't we have one? See, let us take a school. In a school, every student will be having a unique ID. Okay, so if that ID is given to one student, it will not be given to another student. In the same way, if a ID is given to an element, it will not be given to another element. So ID is used to uniquely identify a element. ID is used to uniquely identify an element. So what is the purpose of ID? Uniquely identify an element. Okay, that is the first thing. ID is used to uniquely identify an element, and it will not be given to two at a time. Same ID to two persons or two elements at a time. Like you cannot give, you can give, it doesn't say an error, but it is not the right thing to do. So something like ID 1 I give to this p tag. So another p tag or another div tag or another anchor tag, you can't have the same ID. You can't have the same ID because ID will be uniquely used to uniquely identify an element. So you say ID, it should get only one element. It should not get confused which element I need to bring. Okay, so like this you can't have. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, class. In a school, a class can be given to the same class can be given to the different students. For example, same class can be given to 2 students, 6th class, or more students, 10 students, 20 students. They can share all of them same class. So class means to a group of elements. To a group of elements. We say all these people belong to something like upper class. All these students belong to secondary class. All this one belong to cat class, cat family, we say cat class. So class means, class is used to group the things together. In generally, class means to group the things and to uniquely give the some attributions. To classify a thing, we use class. So that is about class. So majorly we can say given to group. Given to a group or multiple elements for some attribution. Some attribution, something like a particular class of things can have mouse clicks. A particular class of elements can have drag and drops. A particular class of elements can have a different text or color. Like that we can have the class. So this is a major distinction between ID class. Then what is element? What is element? So element is the basic inherent classification. Something like, there is no need to say 6th class student. We can something like class is like 6th class, 7th class, 8th class. Coming to element, male student. Male is inherent. Nobody need to give that, say that it is a male or something like a female student. Nobody need to give the, it is an inherent thing. So p tag will be always a p tag. Div tag will be always a div tag. Male will be always a male, like that. So it is about the element itself. Element itself. Okay. So that is where we can get the element, and this always refers to the current. Okay. So I just want to leave this. So having understood this, we will start the code. Okay. So let us take one element. I'm taking a div tag, and for now I am taking, or let us take a p tag. Let us take a p tag. Okay. And I wanna say identify this p tag. I wanna identify this p tag. So graph, I'm saying I wanna identify the p tag using, for now let us think, element. Element I am gonna use. How? 3 p tags. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3. Okay. So what I'm gonna say is dollar of, okay, dollar of, simply dollar of, we say dollar of, then followed by selector. So we can use this in this one selector. I'm gonna use the p selector itself, element selector, that is element selector. On click, when a p element is clicked, I'm gonna add one more element, div element, let us add. Okay. And let us call this as div1, and I'm gonna add another element, div2. Okay. Now I am saying when p element is clicked, on click, you're gonna do a function. Okay. What function you're gonna do? You're gonna do a function. You're gonna say dollar of this dot hide, means when a p element is clicked, hide the element which you clicked on. Okay. So that one you're gonna say. So when a p element is clicked, hide the element which you clicked. So that's what I wrote. So I'll just say view in the browser. Okay, so I can't write this directly. I think function of see it. See, I have which one I click that gets hidden. So I click this one, that gets hidden. I click this one, no change, div tags. When I click paragraph only, that paragraph gonna hide. So why it's gonna happen? So what I said here, when a p tag is clicked, hide the element, that element, whichever the element we are saying, hide that element. If I'm gonna say when div tag is clicked, hide that particular element, this means the current element. So now nothing happens here. When coming here, you click that one, it's gonna hide. You click that one, it's gonna hide. So here you are saying when a div tag is clicked, hide that particular element. Or you can do some other thing also. You can say always console.log or alert. You can do something alert. Div is clicked. You can say this one also. This is gonna not happen for a p tag. What that means, using this selector we have identified some elements itself, like all the male people or all the female people, all the div tags, all the p tags, all the anchor tags, like that. You can identify a particular category of elements using that selector, element selector. So this is about the element selector. Understood? Element selector. So I'm gonna remove this, just this one. I'm gonna write here element selector. So this is the element selector. Now let us think for these two p tags, p2, p3, these two p tags. Let us take class is given as red. Class is given as red, and here also the class is given as red. For all the tags with this class need to be colored in a red color. Let us think. So how to do that? Okay, all the text of these classes need to be of red color. So how you gonna do that is $of how to identify a class, dot, then red, then what you gonna do? By default you want to color them. Okay, so no click, nothing doing. So you're gonna say CSS. Okay, sorry, CSS. There are many ways you can do, but this is one of the way. Color is red. CSS color red. So all the elements with red class are gonna get this red color. You can see these things got red color. Why? Because those are of red class. If you're gonna include this class, take out this class for this element and gonna include for this element, then you can see that element gonna get that color. So yeah, it will be when you click. I wrote for div. Okay, so div will hide. So that's still working. Okay, so that's about coloring, not coloring, class. How to identify the elements using the class. So we that is element selector. This is class selector. Okay, now we're gonna see the ID selector. ID selector. As I said, ID selector is used to identify an element uniquely. I'm gonna give ID to this div. Let us think. I'm gonna give ID to this div and calling that ID as div1. What I'm gonna say, $of hash is for the ID div1. Then you're gonna say I forgot. Yeah, wait, just a minute. Inner HTML or text, inner text. Yeah. Yeah, text. Then I'm gonna give here some text saying that this is div1. So for this particular element will be identified and this text will be set. Okay, so why it happened, why these two happened on load itself, why these two happened on the load itself? Why? Because after the document is ready, do this. Make a click function, attach a click function to div. It says change the color, change the text. So here you have seen three things. One is event handling. Event, you made an event, something like click, it's gonna disappear. Event handling is taken care. Next, HTML or DOM manipulation. Sorry, CSS manipulation or style. CSS or style manipulation. Some color of one thing is changed. Here we have observed HTML or DOM manipulation. We changed the text of an element. HTML of that element is changed. So like this you can do the different functionalities using different selectors. So that is what we have learnt here. What we said that we can do the HTML manipulation. We said this we can do the CSS manipulation. We said that we can do the event methods and effects, hide something like an effect. So this is about the jQuery. So using the selectors, using the methods available, that is jQuery. So you learn all the selectors, you learn all the functions, jQuery is completed. That's it. By this class I can leave you and you can go and learn the jQuery in like almost 2 to 3 hours. You can learn the jQuery. With this knowledge, with the knowledge what I have given, you can directly go and learn the jQuery. So it is such a simple topic. Okay. So first thing, few things. First thing what you gonna see, include the script, then do document $document.ready, then go on writing your code using selectors and their functions. That's it. Okay. So this is about the jQuery introduction. Okay. Now what we gonna see is simply what are all the selectors available, what are the different things we can do using the selectors, those things we're gonna see using the jQuery. So this is something like the concept is introduced, we're gonna discuss it in a descriptive or briefly. The concept is the same, we're gonna discuss it in a briefly. So that's what we are gonna do next. So next, so you understood all these selectors. So next, some selectors we are going to discuss. Element, class, ID. We discussed the element, we discussed the class. You wanna use two classes, means if you write something like this, intro demo, I took this reference from W3. Okay, so what intro and demo classes, if you write with like this, what gonna happen is it gonna apply, it gonna select all the elements which have either intro or demo, like it can be red class or blue class, it's gonna do something. You understood? So we're gonna see it. For
intro we give red and for the demo we give,
no, we're gonna give some class, some functionality to both the classes. Let us think, it's like a combined functionality. We're gonna do that one. Okay. And here P means selects all the P elements. H1 div P means it will select all the H1, all the div, all the P elements. It's gonna separate. So these are the different things. So you already saw this. We're gonna see this one and this one and this one also. If you want, star means all the elements, what all the tags. So we're gonna see this one and this one. Okay. So these two things. So I am saying class selector, I'm gonna say. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the same thing, I'm gonna write it here, I'm gonna remove all this. So I'm gonna remove all this. Okay. So all this is removed. So we want to see this one, intro and demo, something like that. So let us take some tags. Okay, paragraph 1, some 4 paragraphs I took, 2, 3, 4 I took, and for the first paragraph I am writing a class intro, and for the third one I am writing the class demo, and for fourth one I am writing the class intro and demo. You can write as many classes, but ID will be one. Classes can be many. Okay. In the same time, I'm a male, I'm an Indian. Okay. So two can be applied at the same time. So what our intention is, let us think we are applying this dot hide only. So the major thing is dot intro comma dot demo. Whenever those things are clicked, just hide them. That is what we wrote. Okay. So I'm gonna see it view in the browser. So I'm gonna write here something like intro, just to identify themselves. Demo here, intro comma demo. So yeah, this is intro, this is demo, this is intro comma demo. That is hidden. That is hidden. That is hidden. This is not hidden. Means this got applied to whichever whichever the elements that are having either intro or demo or both of them. If let us think if it has something like pro, some pro class here, does that apply to this one?
No.
It applies. It will check whether that class, whether that element has either intro or demo. It doesn't matter how many you have. Are you Indian? It doesn't matter you are like other class you have or not. You may be Telanganaite or Andhraite or anything. Okay, so it doesn't matter for it. So it's gonna hide it. So this is intro, demo, and something else. Then also it's gonna hide it. It takes whether whichever they are having class intro, whichever they are having class demo, it's gonna check like that. Okay, so that's about class selector, multiple class selector. Okay,
so particularly like intro, demo, and pro.
You can also have
like pro and something, then demo.
Yeah, you can have any way. Doesn't matter.
It will take the demo.
Depending on that, whatever available here, it's gonna check. It's gonna apply this functionality to whatever the classes that are mentioned here. If pro is mentioned here, only pro, so only they're gonna apply to here. You understood? Let us think here we have only pro. So only one element gonna hide, that is this element, because that is the only element having pro. So like that. Okay. So that is about multiple class select. Next, whatever we have, we wanna do with multiple element selector. Okay. So that's easy. So I'm gonna make it very fast.
I think that one, the last one is same. I think so. Intro, demo, pro.
That is multiple class selector. Multiple element selector we're gonna see. Okay. Sorry. Multiple element selector. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this one. So what I'm saying, let us think this is div tag, and let us think this is span tag, and let us think this is some anchor tag. Okay. Yeah. So we have t tag, span tag, div tag, span tag, and anchor. So we're gonna say apply this thing for P and span. So what am I gonna say? P and span tags apply the particular thing. Instead of saying click, I'm gonna remove this and say simply CSS. Okay, and I can say color something like blue.
Yeah,
Or let us take green.
dot p dot.
Why not dot p dot span? The question.
Okay.
So the question here is dot is for class, element gonna do directly. That's what we studied. Okay. So see here, I'm saying dot for class, hash for ID, element directly. So multiple class selectors, multiple dots, multiple element selector directly. Okay. So for all the P and span tags, just give me a minute. So that's about multiple element selector. So now what going to happen for paragraph tag and span tag, it's going to color with green, and remaining it not going to color. So that's what it's going to happen. So just view in the browser, you can see it has colored paragraph and span, but anchor and div are not colored with green. Anchor default color is blue, that is different, but you're gonna see paragraph and span are colored. Why this is displayed like this, why this is displayed like this, and why these are displayed in this way? So that's because these are block level elements, whereas these are inline elements. Okay, so these are inline elements and these are block level elements. So that's about the difference between those. We have already studied that. And next coming to, so this is about this one. Okay, you understood that one? So next thing, like you wanna, so this one we will see and we will stop for today and we'll continue tomorrow. So not tomorrow. So we're gonna see here some special cases, something like you wanna, let us think you wanna color only the first P tag, you wanna color only the last P tag, you wanna color only the first or even row, you wanna color some odd row, so like that you wanna color. So if you wanna do this, how you gonna do that? Okay, let's see that. Okay, so I'm saying here special first, last, even, odd. Okay, so first, last, even, odd. So I'm gonna take this one and here I'm gonna say all the p tags, first p tag, make a color. So what color I want to say? CSS, let us make the color or background, let us take background color as something like yellow. The first p tag background color will be yellow. The last p tag background color will be different. Last p tag background color will be something like pink. Okay, let us go. We have some p tags right here. So I'm gonna remove all these classes. So those are some plain p tags without any classes. Okay, so paragraph 1, paragraph 2, 3 and 4. So these are the paragraphs. So by this you can say that the first paragraph will get background as yellow, the last paragraph will get background as pink. So that's what we are gonna see. Okay, yellow, pink. Now you wanna do the same thing with table. Let us think table. Okay, and you wanna have, let us think, t body, or let us take directly tr, td 1 2 3. Let us take same thing. I'm gonna repeat it. So let us think we have all these. You wanna color odd rows with some color and even rows with some color. So what you gonna say? You gonna say tr odd or even with background color as green and tr with odd ones as gray. That's it. So even rows will be one color, odd rows will be one color. Okay. So this is about how to select first, last, even, odd. Okay. So this is all about learning the selectors. Okay. So what else we are gonna learn? We gonna learn like how to identify the children. Like for an element inside another element inside another element, how to identify those, how to identify the parents and descendants, how to identify the something like with index, fifth one, sixth one, how to, or something like which equals the index 3. So like that. Next, attributes. All the elements with some attribute like href, whichever the elements having the attribute href, whichever the elements having the attribute and particular value, that one. And all the input elements or text elements or some reset checkbox, all this input. Then we have whichever checked or enabled or disabled we have. This is something like when these are some special things like when all the items that are empty or some parent have parent, those things, root, these are some special. So these are all things we're gonna learn in that. So pretty much we are learning like different ways of selectors. Okay, so that's what we are gonna learn. So this is first level. In the second level we are gonna see the real functions. Like here you just saw before few functions, like you saw CSS one function, hide one function, click one function. So these are the functions. Ready is one function. So these are the functions. Text is one function. So like this, how many types of functions are there? What are the different functionalities of those functions? That's the next thing we're gonna learn. So learning the selectors and their functions, that completes the jQuery. You know both of them, you know how to apply the selectors, how to select particular elements, how to apply your functions to them. You wanna change the color, you wanna add some event, you wanna do some HTML manipulation, you wanna do some animation, all the things you can do using jQuery. So same thing, what you gonna do the same thing, like see here. So in order to identify an element using ID, here we did with ID. In Java jQuery, how you gonna do it? You gonna say document dot get element by ID. Then we gonna give that ID here, saying div1. That is in JavaScript. Same thing you are doing, but you are gonna say simply like this. Got it? Short form of it. No need to write a document dot get element by ID. When it sees this, the interpreter, when it sees this, the backend engine, when it sees this, it's gonna convert like this internally. This is the ultimate script that's gonna execute. But when it sees this, it's gonna interpret like this internally. So same thing is gonna happen. Okay. So instead of making you write more, it is making you write less. Write less, do more. That is the caption of jQuery. That's what we are going to do with the jQuery. So knowing the jQuery, you're going to write the JavaScript in a simpler way. So you should know the capabilities of JavaScript. Then you know what can you do in the JavaScript. After knowing the capabilities, means the functionalities that you can do in the JavaScript, you can do the same thing in jQuery. You can do the same things. You can achieve the same things more in a simpler way in jQuery. Okay, that's about different ways of doing the same thing. Okay, so that's for today's introduction about jQuery. I just elaborately gave you the introduction about selectors and those things. Tomorrow we're gonna see them very quickly. We're gonna not discuss in like this in a linear way. We're gonna make it crispy. Okay, something like crispy, and we're gonna do that for the next class. So that's it for today, and I hope you are working on the assignment I gave on last Saturday about designing a small website with 5 to 6 pages, having that users and their posts, albums, and for every post there will be some comments. For albums, again, images, and we have something like some other things, ratings or something. We have all that stuff. Please do them and try it. If you're gonna make some progress, let me, please inform me. I will review that and suggest some improvements. Okay, that's all for today's class, and see you again on Thursday evening 6:30. Okay, we're gonna see jQuery. Thank you.